Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned with another crazy topic. It's May 6, 2014, and a lot has gone on in recent weeks, a couple of weeks since we've been on the air. I want to send a shout out really quickly to Margot Hudson. She's on the side of the road right now. Car broke down. So she may not make it in today. It's going to be tough. But we have a full crew in the building today. You know, I like to build panels to discuss difficult topics. But as is commonplace, I also like to do community empowerment. Now, in the community empowerment, we have books, we have all kinds of things, and I will be getting to that. But before I do, I've got an issue that I need to deal with. Nephew. He's 18 years old. He's in Arizona. And he's run into some trouble. And I got his mom on the line. I mean, he's the son of my brother. I got his mom on the line, and it seems like he's being railroaded by a corrupt system. Now, we talked about white privilege yesterday on the What morning show, which is every Mondays on tradiov.com, and that's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we talked about how there's like this stereotype threat that surrounds black men. Like, you know, white people or white parents have never had to teach their children how to deal with police. You understand? Like, that's a black male rite of passage. You feel me? Like, hey, when they pull you over, you have to turn into Neo of the Matrix. You must move really slow and put your hands on the steering wheel, right? You know, that's a black male rite of passage. So my nephew, who was a promising football player, hurt his shoulder. You know, he's had some difficult times. And he was in the back seat of a car, got pulled over, and then got charged with a felony drug possession charge. But the drugs wasn't on him. It was in the person's car he was with. It was basically their stuff. He gets charged with felony drug possession. His mother knows the details. She's on the show right now. She's on the line right now. We're going to bring her in. Her name is Julie Williams. She's married to my brother. And I just had to get my nephew's information and his story out there because we got to bring attention to this. This is a tough situation. Julie, you're on the line.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, thank you for calling.
Not a problem.
Can you talk to me about what's happening with my nephew?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So he got pulled over on a traffic stop, and they found drugs in the car, scales in the glove box of the car, baggy residues in the front seats, on the floors of the front seats of the cars, and he's a rear seat passenger. The driver had a suspended license. The passenger has 2 aliases names and a suspended license. And they were cited and released, and everything that was in the car was charged to my son.
Wow.
Including a felony drug paraphernalia charge for a lighter that was in the front console.
Is there a link? Because I want people to be able to pull up a link so they can see my nephew, so they can understand what's happening. Because they're trying to, because you know what they do? They pile all these charges on you, and then they put you on the rapid fast track to getting, you know, these charges expedited so you can go to jail, so they can sentence you and do all of this, right? And convict you and all of this stuff. Do you have a link that my fans can go to right now and see my nephew and read about his case?
Yeah, they can go to www.yumason.com.
This is in Yuma, Arizona?
Yes. And once he was in custody, I just want to say that they went and charged him with 2 armed robberies once he was already in custody. And I want to say that with the armed robberies, the suspects that they were looking for were described as 2 Hispanic males, one 6 foot and one 5'4" with a mustache. They've arrested the gentleman who is 6 feet. Mm-hmm. My son is not Hispanic, and my son is also not 5'4". My son is 5'10" and black. Mm. The police detective in his police reports stated he identified my son by his nose.
He got the nose of the criminal.
Yes. So they positively identified my son because his nose is similar to the suspect's.
But do you see what I mean by the stereotyping, the profiling, I've mentioned this before about President Obama. And I've said President Obama has to be the only the only president in history who has to deal with racial stereotypes. He doesn't respond in the way, like, if somebody says something crazy about Bobby gonna let you know right away that was crazy. But President Obama is fighting this thing of, I don't want to be considered the angry black male. So even the president is fighting the stereotypes that are laid on us. Imagine what's happening in the streets. Right off the top in school, if you stand up and say, I don't agree with your teaching methodology. I don't like the way you talk to me. Okay, he's defying. It's a tough way to go being an African American male. Bobby?
Sister, this is very troubling, and because I'm extended family, I'm keenly interested in the outcome of this, and any way that I can support a fair and just resolution. Zoe knows that I'm going to do everything I can. What happened to the robbery charge?
They have him on a $500,000 cash-only bond.
Are you? Oh Lord!
Yeah, it's Arizona.
Arizona.
They don't want to. Hey, they don't want to acknowledge MLK's birthday. They gonna try to take him now.
The thing with the armed robberies is they told us that they served a search warrant on his girlfriend's house, and that the prosecutor states to the judge that they found the hat, the shoes, the shirt that Mr. Williams wore when he robbed the Circle K. But when it came time to serving the search warrant report, and I have it straight in front of me, the sentence states, I also searched the hanging clothes and items underneath along the west wall. I also searched the bedroom along the south wall. The bedroom included between the sheets several blankets and did not locate any items of evidence.
So we need to get Al Sharpton.
No.
Who we need to get?
We need to go straight to the people.
I did not interview anyone and did not locate any items of evidence.
Now, when did this happen?
April 6th.
He's been incarcerated since April 6th?
He's been incarcerated since April 6th, yes.
What type of legal representation do you have at this time?
Well, that's a whole nother situation. We had to get a private attorney. He requested when he first saw the judge on April 7th for an attorney. They did not turn in his request until April 14th. So the judge sat and held that request for a week for the public defender's office. And by the 10th and 11th, he still did not have an attorney. So we ended up having to put a lot of money out of pocket for a private attorney.
For a private one. So Julie, this is what I want you to do really quickly. One more again, because we got to move from this segment. But one more again, please give out the link to this story. Because I want people... I mean, hey,
this needs to go national.
This is a call to action right now. That's why I'm doing it on the show. This is a call to action. You guys go get the link, which is, what is it?
www.yumasun.com.
Yumasun.
And they have the news article there.
Mm-hmm.
If you look up, I think it's kyma.com, they also have a link. You have to do a search for armed robbery suspects or my son's name, Toby Bolden Williams.
Spell it.
And the links will come up.
Spell his name?
Toby Bolden Williams.
But you have to spell it now. Spell it for folk.
TOBY BOLDENWILLIAMS.
Got it. Got it. Please do a search, and really, maybe they just need to feel the pressure of some phone calls or some interest, because just like with a kid in school, if they don't have a parent that shows up and shows interest
and shows out, if necessary.
And shows out, I didn't have to show out on numerous occasions, right? If they don't have somebody to show up, show interest, and show out, they just go, okay, let's hustle them through the system. We got another breadwinner, because I told my son this too, my youngest son, he's 12. I said, listen, you're going to make them money one way or the other. As a dropout, as a criminal, they're going to catch you, put you in jail. They make bread off that. They're going to make money one way or another. So, listen, let's really put some pressure on these people. Do the research. Start making some phone calls, and let's see what happens, right? Julie, I appreciate you for calling in. And as always, please keep me posted, okay?
Okay.
Tell my brother I love him, and I'll be talking to you guys later.
All right, bye.
All right, peace. So I'm glad we were able to cover that. I had to do that. That's some family business that needed to be taken care of. Like I said, my young nephew, he rolls with my son. You know, he was football, my son's basketball. So, you know, they're both promising athletes. And, you know, when I heard about this, man, I was broken up, because I was like, damn, you know, we got to be able to do something to where, you know, this profiling and all of this other stuff that happens to us is just black men. Living in America is like living in Beirut for black men, I think. Go ahead.
Couple questions. Did he have a white girlfriend?
Who? My nephew?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got to be something behind this story for them to just run all over his rights and just, you know, based on the description your sister just shared with us, somebody got it in for this kid, man.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. So we're going to continue to deal with it. But let me do this really quickly and introduce everybody in the panel. Now, you've heard his voice. You know who he is. He's wise. He's ornery. He's intelligent. Wisdom-packed aggression.
Don't be laughing. It might not be you.
Bobby Glanton-Smith in the building. Welcome to the Voice of Reason, brother.
All of the above.
Word up. He's in the building right now. I appreciate you coming in and sharing your insight on this topic, because it's going to be crazy. We've got the young gun of female wisdom. Yes, female wiles. She's in the building right now. Been a couple weeks since we've seen her. Glad to see her again. She's looking very delectable.
Easy on the eye.
Very easy on the eye. Whitney Tabor in the building.
What up, everybody?
Glad to have you back, hon.
I'm glad to be here.
And one of the legends of the So What show, right? Always a great guest, always insightful, always knowledgeable. Some women love her, some women don't, because she's a man's advocate. That's why I brought her on this show, particularly because of her background. And it's important with regards to today's topic. DT, Linda Gross has returned to the Voice of Reason.
Let's rock this.
So are you guys ready for today's topic? It's a very interesting topic, you know, especially in light of the Clippers and, you know, Donald Sterling. Oh, yeah, people are tweeting right now about my nephew, so that's cool. I appreciate that. Today's topic, the gold digger's insurance policy. How to date a millionaire 101. That's today's topic. Now, when I start hitting you with these questions, it's really going to get crazy. It's going to get bananas. But before I do that, we still have our community empowerment segment. And as is commonplace, I like to promote my brother's works. This is Bobby Glanton's work, Real Men Don't Play, a collection of interviews of highly respected men whose accomplishments can be traced to their unwillingness to compromise their values, principles, commitment to family, and to themselves. Bobby Glanton-Smith. Bobby, what's the website?
www.realmendon'tplay.com. And I'd like to thank our co-host today for recycling dollars with me. Whitney has bought a book from me today, and so has Linda Gross. You know, and
Bobby,
I really appreciate that
Bobby,
support.
you're definitely a closer now, because I've never seen somebody just tell somebody what they're going to do. Hey, go in your purse, get your money out, and take this book with you now. Okay, Daddy. It was pretty cold. I love the way he did it. I said, I got to steal it. Again, please continue to support my work. Go to my website right now. It's IamZoeWilliams.com. IamZoeWilliams.com. Please purchase a copy of my book, The Rebirth of Seeds. I would appreciate it greatly if you continue to support me. It's of the utmost importance. And DT's book. This is interesting. I think a lot of men have difficulty with and around this subject. So you should go out. It's a Kindle edition, too. They can buy it from Kindle now, maybe?
Kindle now, yes.
Oh, great. It's
The
called
paperback coming soon.
It's called Mastering Women, the definitive guide to understanding and being effective with women. Donald Sterling needed this book. He came out later and said, shit, I should have just paid her off. He said that. Maybe this book could have guided him to that understanding before he lost the entire team. Oh, gee.
Well, he had another alternative, although hers is a superior position. And I'm curious as to what you've put together. He could have followed the O.J. playbook. It's cheaper to kill her.
Damn, Bobby!
I'm just saying. God. That's O.J.'s route.
Wow.
Not mine. Now.
It's too late, Bobby. This whole thing done.
Glad about the book.
Wow. Wow, it done went bad. It's cheaper to kill her. What?
I thought it was cheaper to kill
Wow.
her, but,
So, again, please support the books that I've just outlined. Woo. Also, go get blackmastery.com. Very important that we continue to support that movement. Neurolinguistic program that within 20 minutes a day can rewrite some of the faulty thought processes that we as a culture, particularly African Americans, suffer from. It's called Black Mastery. It's narrated by Iyanla Van Zant. Man, if you don't know about neurolinguistic programming, NLP, you know all behavior is changed at a subconscious level and not at the conscious level. So if I can say something to you subconsciously, and this is what happened to us all, or we need, right? We don't need it. So when you use neurolinguistic programming in a positive way, you can reprogram some of the limiting beliefs that, you live with and that you've constructed your life around. Black Mastery at blackmastery.com is the only NLP program that I've seen that is designed to deal with some of the limiting weaknesses of the African American community. This is why I think it's such a revolutionary tool. Typically, when our community gets in trouble, we go to religion. We go to Jesus. We go to Muhammad. We go Joseph Smith. We go to the Jehovah Witnesses. We go into some temple somewhere. And this is the first tool that I've ever seen put together that is specifically designed for our issues. And I'm talking about the psychological issues that are pervasive in our community. Blackmastery.com. Very important that you support that. Now, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Ramomart. Got to support Ramomart as well. The Egyptian clothing line, that's Ramomart, RAMOMART.com. HipLoose.com. These guys, we're putting together a high-end fashion line for the Zoe What Show and Zoe Williams, and it's called the Line of Succession. You got to go to HipLoose.com if you want a tailor-made, high-end, fashion, classy get-down. Those are the guys to deal with,
Now, for those that didn't see it, just imagine Zoe looking like Reverend Deke O'Malley.
There you go.
Man, he was sharper than a mother-in-law's tongue about 3 weeks ago.
Wow, thank you, Bobby. So yes, it's very, I see this as tithing. Buying into black business, black people buying into black businesses should be the new tithing. It's easy to tithe for Jesus and Muhammad. Muslims call it zakat. It's easy to give to a temple. But the new temple in America, in corporate America, in capitalist America, is the corporation.
I look at it, in addition to what you just said, as a paradigm shift, a very important one, because we're creatures of habit. We've been in the habit for the last, I don't know how many years since integration kicked in, of moving away from supporting ourselves. And as I was told by the great Jim Brown, we have a tendency to buy what we want and beg for what we need.
Ooh.
And as a result, we always turn into the Donald Sterlings of the world to support our own sustenance. And it's important, as Zoe just said, to identify people who are taking care of business, because we're going to spend the money anyway. So the significance of spending amongst people who richly deserve that money and will in turn be able to employ some of our kids, it's a very powerful thing that happens in this society that we live in when you learn how to, put that money in a circle.
So that's what has to happen. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, questions, phone lines, the gold diggers insurance policy. How to Date a Millionaire 101. Should Stiviano, should she go to jail for recording, right, and then putting it out? Should she go to jail for that? That man said some racist shit. We all knew he was racist. Nobody in L.A. did not know Donald Sterling wasn't racist. We all knew. He was a slumlord, basically. You can't live in his buildings if you're black or Mexican. We all knew that, right? That's why most people don't like the Clippers here. Let's just be honest. You got a lot of bandwagoners here, too, But the reality is, your owner is Massa. We know all the owners are Massa, but he is out front with his Massadom, right? Right? We all know that here in L.A. But she recorded him and then put it out. Is that why he said I should have just paid her? Is your side chick really a coochie extortionist? When we come back, the voice of reason. We'll be back.
How to Date a Millionaire. Nobody wants to be labeled a gold digger, but who among us doesn't want to dabble in the finer things? Here's how to date a member of the eligible elite. You will need classy-looking attire, good grooming habits, posh hangouts, conversation skills, confidence, grace, and impeccable manners. Optional. A dating service for finding rich singles. Step 1. Dress to attract the type of person you're aiming for. Classy, sophisticated, and elegant. You don't need an entire wardrobe of expensive clothes, but a few designer duds won't hurt. Wear understated colors and natural fabrics like wool and silk. Wealthy people notice the details. Keep up your personal appearance by getting regular haircuts, manicures, and pedicures. Step 2. Spend time in posh places. Hotel bars, art galleries, upscale health clubs, and anywhere else rich folks congregate. Or volunteer at a philanthropic organization where you'll be able to meet humanitarians with deep pockets. Step 3. Find a way to approach your millionaire and strike up an interesting conversation. Keep it upbeat and light, but don't dumb it down. Nearly 90% of high-achieving men say they prefer a woman who is just as or more intelligent than they are. Don't bring up money. Millionaires can spot a gold digger a mile away, and rich women can be especially self-conscious about their wealth. Step 4. Confidently and gracefully ask for a date. Suggest something simple like an afternoon lunch and have a favorite restaurant in mind. Knowing something about the menu will win you points. Step 5. On the date, be friendly and down to earth, but practice good manners. Men should pull out a woman's chair, and women should be courteous and gracious. Posture is also important, so sit up straight and maintain good eye contact. Step 6. If you can't find a millionaire on your own, consider using a formal matchmaking service that caters to affluent clients. Reputable services will thoroughly screen their customers to verify their personal wealth and make sure they're a good match for you. Plus, women can often join these services for free. Step 7. Landing a rich partner can certainly improve your quality of life, but money isn't everything. Make sure you like the person for the right reasons and find some common interests that will help the relationship to grow. Finding real love is the best way to make yourself feel like $1 million. Did you know? Not all millionaires live in New York and LA. A study found that the U.S. cities with the best ratio of rich single men to women include Anchorage, Alaska, Naples, Florida, and Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
My friend was just in, she was just in Wisconsin.
Sheboygan. Welcome back to the Voice of Reason. Gold digging. Hey, have you been a victim of predatory punani? Okay. I'm just asking questions. The phone lines, 323-965-1600. Get to your phones. Let's talk about this. Let's really go into it. It was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who suggested the person who recorded Clippers owner Donald Sterling. He was like, "Hey, they should go to jail."
Yeah. Kareem
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said that. I mean, is there some validity to that? And I tend to think that there is. My question is, do women who, you saw the video about, if you're pursuing a man of means, do women who are like that, gold diggers, however, whatever you want to call them, prostitutes, whatever, do they have to gain leverage some kind of way if they're not getting what they want out of that relationship? I think if dude is broke, a lot of times, the incentive or what they're trying to get is different. But when you're rich, when you're wealthy, how does a woman protect herself? What is her insurance policy? Is it doing a sex tape? Is it, what is it? I mean, she knew he was a racist. She was she's black, right? Blexican.
Blexican.
Black and Mexican, Blexican. That's still black. Had a nose job for him. Cut off half her nose for the brother. Look at the high school picture. You see she got a little muffin sitting, right? And then cut all that down, right? For him, presumably. I don't know. But at the end of the day, should those women who pursue people like that have those kind of contingency plans? Bobby?
You're asking the wrong person because we're on the other side of that. And a lot of times we don't even see it coming because of our ego.
How come we don't see it coming?
Ego and just the attraction to women in general. We want them to like us. We really do. And a lot of times men don't want to admit it because we get together and bullshit each other. But if you're attracted to a woman, you really hope that whatever she's uttering to you in and out of the bed is really where she's coming from. We want to believe that, so we become easy marks.
This is your pussy forever. Wrong.
Oh my God! And especially on the other side of the coin, if you're struggling like most brothers are, chances are especially if you're outside of that loop and you're looking in from the window and you say, "Man, why couldn't he see that?" It's like Michael Jordan couldn't find a date to his high school prom. Neither could Dennis Rodman. Next thing you know, they're the sexiest men in America. What changed?
The wallet got heavier. Let's turn it over to the ladies, the women in the building right now, because you guys have a unique experience.
I think women in that position do shore up the risk because there's a lot to lose. They don't want to go back, be kicked back down to zero. So they know the dirt. They know the office dirt or the shady transaction that he did or, the racist remarks in this case. They've got dirt on him just in case. And what I heard, the reason why these tapes got out is because the wife of over 50 years they've been married that long?
Yeah.
Wife of Sterling. This is the girlfriend of 4 years, but he's got a wife that he brings courtside and everything, and she goes to all the charity events, and she manages some of the apartment buildings and so forth. The wife, I guess, got wind that she got, $1.8 million in kit and caboodle there. And she
a little
says
slap and tickle money.
She says, my husband is using my community property money for these gifts. And I want the gifts back or the money back. One of the two.
First off, legally,
that
you
was
can't
her
get
leverage.
the gifts back. Legally,
right. There was another case that was very similar to this, and it went to court, and the judge pretty much said, it's a gift, too bad. Go cry. But that was V. Stiviano's get even trip.
Well, yeah. Well, what's the?
Did she really? Is it known? Did she release the video?
Not yet. It's
The
not been
wife
confirmed.
or the girlfriend?
The
wife did?
No, the girlfriend.
The girlfriend?
But it hadn't been confirmed that she released it. And she probably went through a third party to do that.
To cover her own ass.
Yeah. She's been around the game for 4 years, and she knows, the nuances at this point. And she didn't deliver the tape to TMZ herself.
Right.
So, but that still puts her in the realm of it, because if they can trace it back to her, she does have the prospect of facing a felony charge, because in the state of California, you have to have the consent of somebody to release information like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she claims, this is all alleged, but Stiviano claims that Donald Sterling, excuse me.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Wanted these recordings to be done, because apparently he's had this conversation about race so many times that he wanted her to once and for all get what his position was.
But that sounds dumb.
No, I think
I don't
the version
believe
of that I heard was
yeah.
that he was having some memory issues, and they had a broad range of discussions.
Remind me why I hate niggas.
No, I don't think that's what he was looking for.
I can look back.
He got to the
What's
point
my
where
position on this? What's
he
my
was
position
sharing a
on
lot
that?
of pertinent information with her,
Right.
and he said,
Go ahead and record.
Start recording my conversations, because I'm coming in and out of it, so I want, this information recorded.
What?
Is this why, like, people who have means, millionaires, billionaires, people like that, are very, very skeptical and have small circles and very cynical when it comes to relationships, because you never really know who you can trust.
She must have had a breakthrough at some point for him to feel comfortable enough to know that she was recording conversations. And then when you start buying people stuff, especially substantial gifts like apartment complexes.
I mean, they say she got $5 million and you said they were together for 4 years, so $5 million within that time is a lot of money. At some point,
it became a close relationship.
Right.
I'm sure at the beginning she was one of many pieces, and she made a breakthrough, and a significant one.
Right.
For him to feel comfortable enough to say the things that we heard. I mean, I wouldn't tell anybody that kind of information. Not like that.
How does a woman who is a gold digger get herself to the point, right? Like a bad gold. I mean, we've seen some beautiful gold diggers, right? Mm-hmm. How does a woman like take? What's the girl who died from the drugs that married the old man, the white woman?
Oh, Smith, Anna Nicole.
Anna Nicole. Yeah. Anna Nicole, for a white woman, was bad as shit when she wasn't fat. I'm just telling you the truth. That was a pretty woman.
But here's what she did. She showed up the right night.
Let me set it up. How does a woman like that get herself to the point where she goes, this old, rankled, spotted up, wheelchair-laden dick, I'm about to get up on it. I'm about to ride. How do you kiss that? How do you get intimate with it? There's just levels of survival, it appears, that they're willing to go to. Talk to us about that, ladies.
I don't know. That to me is disgusting. I'm not doing it. I don't care how broke. There's shelters. I feel like, I guess maybe they're at that point in their life where they don't have kind of that. Like, well, these dudes aren't doing nothing for me, so I guess maybe I'm just going to go hop on this.
Corey talks about it a lot when he talks about, if you a bad chick, you should never be broke. He says that.
But that's if you don't want to have your self-worth, everything like that. I'm sure I feel like I'm doing all right. I could get me a $5 million if I really tried, but it's not something I really want to do.
I might get hated on for saying this, but I think pussy is overrated.
Shit.
Bobby,
man, it makes the world go round.
I mean, pussy is great, but if it's not attached to something more meaningful, like
you're in the 1%, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, look at it this way. Look at it this way.
A lot of men are not thinking that deeply.
I know, but look at it this way. I'm not alone in this thing. Look at it this way.
Damn near.
No, Bobby, not at all.
Shit.
Look at it this way. Who saw the interview with her with Barbara Walters?
With who?
Stiviano.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I did.
Nah.
Girl's dumb as a rock.
Definitely.
What that got to do with it?
Let me explain. Just dumb as a rock.
Looks.
He's not a racist, but he needs to apologize.
They told her to.
He needs to apologize for a video you leaked.
I'm trying to connect the other dots.
So, and I'm gonna say this too. There's going somewhere. The hoes traditionally, what is it, Japan? The geisha girl?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Japan or China?
Japan.
It's Japan. The geisha girl, the hoe, she's a hoe. She's a hoe. Yes, she is. But she has to be skilled in many different disciplines. She has to know business. She has to know poetry. She has to know philosophy. She has to know a bunch. She got to be intelligent.
She's not a hoe.
No, but that's the geisha girl's cultural role.
They go to geisha school.
They got to go to geisha school.
Yeah.
This is a real
She's a
situation.
professional then.
Right?
The madam trains them.
This is a real situation. She got to know things because her clientele is high-end, like the Donald Sterlings of the world, high-end businessmen. That's their clientele. The hoes American ballers is fucking with is at the bottom of the evolutionary chain, it appears like.
Definitely.
It's like they got dinosaur brains with pussies the size of boulders, I guess.
You kind of mixing apples with oranges.
No, I'm saying the women
the culture here is that different. All right, men in America, especially men that have power, to exercise that power, they want a woman that's not going to challenge them on any level. Any level. And they'll pay a premium for that.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute, and that's why they end up, you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So they don't want somebody to talk to. They don't want somebody to share a vision with. No. They want somebody to bang, submit to them, make them feel they all of that. And that's what they get out of that.
So how many women out there are diet gold diggers who are playing that role, who haven't really bought into it, but who are waiting for their opportunity to seize a controlling moment, like,
Oh, let me go back to Anna Nicole Smith. Mm-hmm. She was a stripper at a club. She just happened to have that night where the right guy came in the door, found her attractive, and she didn't have to do nothing but be personable. Because, he was, he'd come out every now and then, and that was one of the nights he felt like, seeing some women. And she was just in the right place at the right time and was willing to do what you wouldn't do.
Nope.
Because she knew when she met him, like, I might kill this guy tonight, But since he didn't die,
yeah,
and she said the right things to him,
that is, she worked.
they think, she's at the house.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
And his family was like, they spent, they still in court now.
Because she got $500 million.
That she never got to spend.
Damn.
When he died, she inherited as his wife $500 million.
They still fighting over that.
they still are.
$500 million.
And they probably done
the
burned
biggest-
up half of it in court.
This is a call to action. Who's the biggest gold digger in history? Somebody call us at 323-965-1600. Was it Anna Nicole Smith? Was it Robin Givens? Was it Ivana Trump? I mean, let's go into it. Who's the biggest gold digger of all times? The Muhammad Ali of pussy hocking. Who is it? 323-965-1600.
I'd go with the Givens ensemble because she was trained.
Ensemble?
Oh, her mother took Dave Winfield down through there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Give us that story, Bobby.
Well, her mother, in her heyday, dated a lot of ball players, and she ended up having an affair with Dave Winfield and almost ruined his reputation and his career because he was thought to be an upstanding guy, and she spilled the beans on him, and it got really ugly. And she produced a daughter that she trained literally from birth. And if you look, Don King stepped in and basically surrounded Mike with his people, and they put up a wall. No, I take that back. Don King hooked up with Robin Givens' mama and showed up at a Mike Tyson fight. And that was Custer Motto's last words to Mike Tyson. Whatever you do stay away from Don King. And he was able to, keep the strength till they brought Robin to the fight.
Broke his ass.
Next
right
thing
on
you know, she's sitting at the fight. And Don King is on the outs.
Can we get a picture of Robin
incredible.
Givens up? Because Robin Givens back in the day was bad. Boomerang.
She had him on Barbara Walters sitting there looking at the wall on Prozac while they talked about him like he had a tail. Wow. I have never seen a man get just decimated like that. I mean, she stood up there and just basically said he's a despicable human being. He's a piece of shit. And he was sitting there just looking at the wall. I said, my God, what happened to this man? The deconstruction of Mike Tyson.
Do you think all millionaires and billionaires, right, just men of means, wealthy men, to protect themselves from these types of women, is there like a non-disclosure agreement or some type of contract?
Bobby Bonds had one.
Don't.
I mean, Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Still cost him a
Yes,
fortune.
you become a housekeeper or a driver or something for one of these wealthy people, and you sign a non-disclosure contract. Yeah.
They still get around them.
Yeah.
The studio, if they're big clients come into the studio, rappers, whatever, they have girls coming back, they all have to leave their cell phones at the front desk.
One of our Twitter followers says Marilyn Monroe is the ultimate gold digger of all times. She went through presidential dicks. She ran through the Kennedys.
And got tossed like a salad.
God, Bobby. But my question again is, if you have an idea of who the biggest gold digger was, please tweet us, text us, do whatever you do. Call us 323-965-1600. I think it's interesting. Should this woman get off? Now, we do know. We'll take a break in a sec. We do know. No, we got a caller too. We do know that some people feel like Sterling is still going to hold on to the team, number one. Number two, if he is forced to sell the team, it's still a win-win situation. He bought the Clippers for $20 million. He's going to sell for $750, $800 million. So even when they get in trouble,
he still's ahead.
He still is way ahead. So, I mean, do you think this woman should get into any trouble? Did she do us a service by revealing this stuff?
I think she did. I think she did. I think she did more in that 15 minutes of tape than, the civil rights movement and a lot of other things that that have come down, that have gotten us nowhere with regard to race relations. So I think it really cracked the door open on this is how these people really think, and it started a dialogue. I don't think enough was done. Yes, we punished Sterling a little bit, but where's the upside? The African American community should have asked for more of an upside for them. Yes, we're supposed to punish Sterling for these comments and the way he's thinking, but I don't think enough was done.
Wow.
It's far from over.
We got a caller on the line right now. Caller, where are you calling from? Tell us what's going on. Give us your opinion here.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, hey, this is Andrea. I'm calling from St. Louis. As far as Donald Sterling, I think it's totally ridiculous, and I think it's stupid. We all know the Stiviano chick was a gold digger. We all know that he's probably low-key racist, but, does a gold digger really care who they sleep with? So I think we're giving this lady too much credit.
Wow.
I don't know. People get upset because she said that she looks at him as a father figure. We know that's a lie.
Ew.
You know what I mean? He's not racist. We know that that's possibly a lie. I don't think she really cares. I think ultimately she wanted to get paid, and she did. And I think that if he was smarter, he should have paid her off.
Wow.
He should have. And actually, I was just calling about the biggest gold digger. I'm kind of torn. I think that Jackie Kennedy might be the old-time gold digger.
Jackie Kennedy,
because
why?
I say this because she knew that he had, incurable STDs. And that was part of, her infertility problem. So for her to put her body on the line like that repeatedly with a man that was nasty as JFK, you had to be looking at the long-term hustle of that.
Wow.
She could have ended up there.
You know what? I think I do agree with the caller, because when Kennedy died, she ran right into the arms of Onassis, which he was one of the first billionaires. He was one of the richest guys on earth at the time.
And she already had a lot of insecurity issues. They said this lady, she died from lung cancer. She smoked a few packs a day. She swam she played that part to a T. And when she got with the Onassis cat, he told her, he totally dogged her. He hated her, but she just had to get that money. By that point, that's all she knew. She didn't know love.
She didn't know true love. She knew about hustling.
Damn.
I think Kennedy, I think she was a big-time gold digger.
Wow.
I don't really know if it paid
she
off.
schooled
To
us
me,
with
it's not
that.
worth it. You know, it's not worth
Yeah.
it. She cut her life short. But, hey, if you're just talking about strictly making money, not even making money, just building a brand for yourself, I think Jackie Kennedy did it.
Wow.
And that's all
Great
I wanna
call.
She finished the job. She killed Onassis.
Wow.
She
Great call.
caused
Thanks
so
for calling
much stress.
in. Yeah.
She ended up killing him without, guns or anything, but, the emotional stress.
Y'all don't need no guns.
Listen.
She was just that good.
We're about to take a quick break. When we come back, more callers, 323-965-1600.
Call right
Yeah,
there.
great.
She was
Yeah.
a great call. Who is the biggest gold digger of all time? Where does Stiviano rank? Somebody call us. Hey,
She's an amateur.
Hey, but she crippled a dynasty.
It fell
Get
in
up
her
out of
lap.
here.
It fell in her lap.
323-965-1600. We'll be back at 2.2. Call us and let us know what you think.
You're supposed to. Thank you. And you're supposed to. And you're supposed to.
So what you're saying is that you're teaching the young children of today, young women
Yes.
today, that if they suck dick, get paid.
No. Whatever you do, whatever you do in
you're
life.
like a...
No. Whatever you do in life, don't let it be for nothing.
Right.
Don't let it be for nothing. Whatever you do. Now go ahead.
Jay-Z, they got his name on
Wait,
there.
is that on the list?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Jay was in my first book.
Okay, all the niggas and Outcasts.
Don't know them. I don't know them. Never
All
met
right,
them.
Pete Rock.
So let's get back
Never met Pete Rock.
Let's get back to the role model.
Right. Empowering black women.
That you're empowering black women that if they suck a dick, get paid. So should they have a little meter on the side that you put change in? Do you have a dick meter?
My thing is this. There's a lot of girls out here doing what I've done, and they're not getting anything out of it.
Right.
No lesson, no blessings, no nothing.
Right.
At the end of the day, I had to figure out, okay, bitch, this is what you did wrong.
Right.
This is how you make it right.
Right.
But at the same time, these niggas is in songs talking about you like a dog.
Right.
Flip the tables, make these niggas suffer, and keep it pushing with your money.
So you're extorting.
I'm extorting the fuck out of
Extorting dick.
Exactly.
That's why I didn't put mine in you.
Thank you.
Foxhole Radio, what's cracking? Other than the crack of your ass. We're gonna have a song and we coming back to
I had to play a classic Foxhole moment. I'm from the Foxhole family. That was a classic moment. That's early Foxhole Friday show with Jamie Foxx, Johnny Mac, Speedy, Claudia. I think Brandy was on that show too. I mean, woo! That was a classic show. Corinne Steffens. She did. What was the name of her book? Was Video Vixen.
Oh, the diary.
The Diary of Video Vixen. And so she's dealing with all of these guys, and she reveals all of these sexual liaisons. Now, a lot of people have said maybe some of that stuff wasn't true, some of that stuff was made up, but
she didn't get sued.
My point is, she didn't get sued. When they find out they're in a book, a tell-all book about what's happening, how do you protect yourself from that type of predator? Because she's an internationally known celebrity author now, off the backs, sucking and fucking prominent men. How do you protect yourself from that kind of predatory person?
Don't fuck with gold diggers. That's what it is.
But isn't all women to some degree you gotta pay?
But I mean, what?
I'm not saying all women are gold diggers. So let me be clear. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but don't you have to pay at some point?
Yeah.
With all women?
That's what Corey recommends.
The woman you love that you marry, the woman you love and marry, right? You marry her, you still got to pay for that.
But
what are you paying for?
Exactly.
You're paying everything. I mean, it's just part of the game.
That sounds like something other than a marriage.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Arrangement.
What is it? Didn't Veronica say
75% of all marriages break up because of what?
Money.
Aren't you paying to play? Now, we could play within a social parameter, some game rules, right? And just play the role, and we fake like we happy, which most people do. But they're really dating resources. They're really marrying resources. Well, how can we say she's a gold digger when everybody is at least a copper digger?
Well, let me give you an example of
so stupid
of an ideal situation. I got a couple friends, Shirley and Bernard Kinsey, okay, and they met in college at Florida A&M University, and because they were equally yoked, they became what I would consider the model of a marriage. All right, they were friends first, and she knew what he was about, and he saw in her what he was looking for in a mate. And they've been married almost 50 years now, and supremely successful. They still best friends. I think we have never really looked at what a marriage should be like. You know, it's always been the cute girl, the handsome guy, and all that kind of shit.
Right.
And then it gets twisted into all these other
because
forms.
we live in a capitalist society, it's difficult. I mean, exceedingly difficult to have love in a relationship. I think it's all about self-interest, resources, what I can get from this person. And I believe if that's the case, whether you're a stripper or a dancer or a lawyer, to some degree you're a gold digger. That's what I believe. Anybody challenge that? Call me. 323-965-1600.
Then what does that make the mark? A mark. Because any guy that is foolish enough to think he can meet a girl at a strip club and envision her being anything but somebody he can have a thrill or two with, that kind of falls back on him.
Yep.
So how can a woman, and this is for the ladies on the panel, how can a woman who I mean, just like Stiviano, she has nothing, right? Nobody can say our girl, Robin Givens, was the Halle Berry of her time, right? She wasn't like this super-duper actress. She was, okay, she was acting in some movies and doing all right, right? But my question is, at some point, when do we say to each other, the pursuit of the resource is the problem in the relationship? How can a woman, and you two ladies here, please help me with this. How can a woman who maybe doesn't have as much as the guy she's dating, how can she bring value to that relationship outside of money and become indispensable to that man? What makes her indispensable to a man who has everything?
I think V is a good listener. You know, listening to those 15 minutes of tape.
Wait a minute,
You know,
he could have paid a damn psych.
No, I know, but he was calling
couldn't fuck
her
the psych.
out personally, and she's like, honey, I can't change who I am. Don't you know I'm half black? And he was calling her out, and she kept going. You know, she didn't stand up for her racial rights. She figured being a gold digger is more important than what my race is. She kept going. So I think in that situation and in many situations, you look at very pricey call girls, you know, the Elliot Spitzes from New York, and where they're having $5,000 a night call girls. You know, the first few times you might be going there for the bang, but after that, no, you need somebody on your arm. You need someone to take to the business meeting. You need someone that you can't talk to anybody. You can't talk to your wife. You can't talk to you certainly can't talk to your buddies in the locker room. You can't talk to your coworkers at work. So you need someone. It has to like come out some way.
I've just gotten a report. I've just received a report on who the biggest gold digger of all times is.
Bring it.
Like,
can men be gold diggers? Can they even be bigger gold diggers than women?
Not bigger, not bigger. No.
Come on, Bobby, why do you disagree?
I think
not bigger because Stedman, first of all, had a career. All right, he wasn't out of the garbage can. You know, he's an accomplished man. Nowhere near where he went after he got with Oprah. But he was light-skinned, you know, a good-looking guy.
Tall.
Yeah.
Had some hair.
Yeah. So he was gonna catch, you know, something. No way.
What can a woman bring to a man who has everything financially?
That's a great point, because at the end of the day, everybody, rich or poor, wants the same thing. That's to be loved and cared
that's
for.
it.
To be happy.
It's time. That's
companionship, right?
Yeah. Somebody who's
a deep, meaningful, intimate connection, right?
Time.
And the people who get there sometimes are not the person that you should be with, but they have connected with you in that space.
Right.
And it's hard to really just track that. But you know, sometimes you'll see people and you're like, damn, what are they doing together?
Yeah.
But somebody has touched something outside of the physical.
Right.
Okay, and they connect to that point where it's an addictive kind of thing, and you can't find it anywhere else, and that's why you see these odd couples sometimes. You know.
Well,
Tough. My thing is, have you ever dated somebody because they had bread?
No.
Tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. But if you want to date me and you have bread, tell me.
That's what I'm saying. Liar-meter going on like
No, her body language is giving her away. She wants to be able to do that, but just the way she's sitting there, you know, most people gonna see through it, you know, really quickly. You know, she gonna cringe.
No, I've had being in LA, I've had a few, you know, very high up. I want to take you out, and I was so uncomfortable.
It showed.
I was like, I can't even go on a date with you, guy. I'm sorry, I don't even know what.
Yeah, she's stuck with that. You know, if your shoes is too tight and you can't pull on the lace, you ain't got to tell nobody. It's gonna show on your face.
Like, it's all over my face.
You're busted.
DT?
Yeah, it's a good thing you got talent.
But isn't that part of the courting? He takes you to dinner, nice restaurant, you know, picks you up, nice car. He's been to, you know, he's educated at a nice university. He's an executive. Does that make him all the more attractive? What he has?
Good.
Yes, because to
we're all
to a woman,
copper diggers.
To a woman, all that is just multiple forms of confidence.
He's just
and we have to have a guy with confidence. It's very sexy and alluring.
Well,
he can be a confident, like, I think that's a lot of
no, but that's why the woman
women, like,
fucks
bad
the side
guys
dude
and all that.
What DT just said. That's why the side dude gets the coochie. He may not have any of the things the primary dude has, but he may have the swagger of King Kong balls and just come in there on, we fucking on the master bed today. I know that nigga at work. And she's like, yes, we are.
Come here, woman.
Right. So you can have all this money and lack all this confidence at the same time. You can have all the accoutrements of, you know, being wealthy, but still be veritably empty on the inside when it comes to self-confidence, self-worth, and self-esteem. That's why a lot of people amass all of these things around them as a mask to hide what is lacking on the inside.
That's true.
Great point. Great point. So, what provoked you other than the Sterling incident to venture into this particular lane today?
The reason why I did that is because I have to do these kind of shows that challenge what I consider to be like norms, the social norms. This is like a social experiment, and I want to ask questions to people to say, hey, have you thought outside of that shit? Have you maybe considered that the way you're thinking is the reason why you're having issues in your relationships? And if you've never challenged those thoughts, you don't know how to uncreate this monstrous creation that you're living in, and that is your own thought process. So when I see Donald Sterling, I don't really care about him personally. Like, you know, he was the Clipper owner, you know. But when I see this happening, and then we turn a blind eye to the other side of the coin, like, you can't say you're this guy's confidant. You can't say you're this guy's, you know, friend and somebody that's backing him and supporting him and then out him. What did you out him for? And why did he later come back out and say, I should have paid her? I think the other shoe is going to drop on the extortion side of things. That's why I played the Fox whole thing when Fox said that Corinne was a dick extortionist. Because he's sexy and he's virile and he's confident. I just love the freckles on your confident dick. I don't think that's happening. I just don't think that's going down. Bobby?
I like to pose to the ladies, and just from a statistical standpoint, what percentage of women who are considered quote-unquote gold diggers had a positive male father or father figure in their lives, percentage-wise? What would you say?
I would say it'd be very low. Very low.
Like, nah. Don't think they know anything but that. Maybe that's what they're after. Maybe that's why she's fucking the grandpa, because she didn't have hers around. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Wow.
Really disgusting.
Because some of this conversation to me is generational, and as time has passed, you will see more of the Stedmans because women have moved up economically. But from my generation, women that would be perceived as gold diggers,
that was deep,
they
Bobby.
weren't even gold digging. They was in a situation where they didn't work, couldn't work.
It wasn't like that.
Right.
Those weren't the social game rules.
Right.
I'm a homemaker.
Right, exactly.
I'm looking for a man to make me an honest woman as a homemaker.
Right.
So that's that. You hit on something. At the end of the day, when the numbers start to change and the gold diggers and the gender changes in the gold digger numbers, where the men gold diggers outnumber the female gold diggers, now we're cooking with grease. Because I always say to women, stop with the provider talk. I'm looking for a provider. First off, this ain't the 60s. Okay? We're in the 21st century now.
Yeah.
You guys are better educated, and you guys are making more money. And you guys are raising up to a point where, just like in that movie Boomerang with Robin Givens, hey, thanks for the dick, Eddie.
Right.
Here's a couple $100 for your troubles. Right? He felt like a little bitch in there, holding himself. Right? Then we found out later why he was holding himself. But at the end of the day, right, you guys are changing. And so if you're changing, I mean, socially, culturally, if we're changing, if the woman is changing, her status as far as finances, you got to now start to pick something different for why you interface with a man in the first place. It can't be provision anymore. Provision may have to change. Yeah. It may have to change from monetary provision to empathetic provision or intimacy provision, or it has to be something else. It has to be intellectual provision or some type of emotional provision or maybe even spiritual provision. But what women now, that's why I say the backlash of being in a capitalist society is, okay, now women are the number one, especially African-American women, number one gender that are enrolled and are graduating from college. Well, what the fuck is college for? It is to integrate into an economy. It's not about self-knowledge. It's about integrating into an economy. So pick your major so we can get you in that field of work. Now that you're in that field of work, you can provide for your damn self. And now, based on your concomitant education, not only can you provide for you, you can provide for a bunch of motherfuckers. Things done changed, right? So now women have to start looking for provision from men in a different way. Because the day of a man going outside and breaking down your car engine and putting that motherfucker back together and making sure that it's running right is over.
Yep.
Men aren't even doing that kind of work anymore.
They're not.
Look, so we're in a different world now. Speak to it.
I had a conversation the other day with two grown men. One is a manager of artists, talent, whatever. So we started talking, and me and my other girlfriend, we were sitting there, and we said, well, we want somebody who, even if you can't fix the car, I want you to kind of go and lift your hood. And he said, well, I make enough money so I can just pay somebody to do it. And I said, it ain't even about the money because I make enough money to pay to get it fixed. I just want you to be like, you know what? I'm a man, and I got this.
Man, okay, she's a problem. Next piece of pussy.
Look.
Number 42.
Go for it.
Ding, ding.
And have that. Go ahead and have that.
Pick it up.
That's why he didn't have no females or nothing, and he's still trying to come talk to me. I'm like, but I'm not going to respect you if you are, you know what I'm saying?
You speak on it.
I'm really not going to respect you if you are that alpha male, that man. Like, you're a punk. I can afford to pay for it myself. And I didn't have to fuck nobody or any of that.
Pick it up.
You feel me? Like, so you can go ahead with your money and all that. I will just that's why I kind of look. Me being a young person, I really look at it. I'm looking at.
That the male gold digger is on the rise. 323-965-1600.
Federline, here we come.
She opened up a
Federline. Kevin Federline.
Dang, right? Baby, look, that's how they seal the deal. Have a baby. Kevin knocked her up so quick.
How come ain't nobody knocked up Oprah?
Stedman is not, dude. He must be.
They
must have some sort of arrangement.
She probably has a
do not disturb.
Electrical fins. Oprah's got all that. Who is it? Drake said something on a verse saying he would knock. He's like, as soon as I would give Oprah, I would knock her up.
Okay, I want to go back to that point you just made.
I found it. What's Mariah Carey's husband's name?
Nick Cannon.
There you go.
His career
Nick was, wait, no, we can't do that to Nick. Nick got bread.
Nick has
rolling.
Yeah, Nick got bread.
I don't know if he had Mariah bread. Did he have Mariah bread?
Well, they say Mariah's worth $500 million. No, I don't think he had that.
Madness about him.
But he definitely did.
Because she has never, I ain't never seen that. Him trailing after her,
I feel
doing
like
stupid shit. He brought something to the table.
He manned her a lot. And he's small, like skinny, tall. He was like, nah.
Nah, Nick, Nick got like television deals, Nickelodeon, and MTV. And
brought something to the party.
Nah, he brought something to the party for sure.
It's an intangible there, you know.
Which makes sense. This is why people, I think this is an argument there for bringing something of equal worth to the table so you can take worrying if that person is there for what you have amassed in your personal journey as opposed to being there for you. So that makes a valid argument of saying, well, if they have and I have, we're not worried about having, right? Right? Does that make sense? Is that fair enough?
So I want to hit back your comment with provisions, because you're putting it out there like, you know, providing for someone is a bad thing. I think that's an inherent quality that women have. All right, back in our mothers, grandmothers' days, it was more financial than it is today because, like you say, women are working, they are going to school, so it's not all about the money. But there's 15 other ways a man can provide for a woman. Could be emotional, spiritual, physical, like all these different ways. And I don't think that's a bad thing if she wants that, because you're entering a union. I mean, the guy's got to bring something to the table.
Now, DT, UCLA graduated. Yeah. DT, Linda Gross, author of the new book. Please go support her. And it's on Kindle right now. You can download it right now. This is a call to action. I'm telling people, go there right now in this moment. Download the book, Mastering Women, the definitive guide to understanding and being effective with women. I have to disagree. DT, I'm not saying provision. I'm not saying provision in and of itself is bad, or the desire for your partner to provide for you is bad. What I'm saying is, when there is a single-minded approach, right? How much money do you make? What's your financial status? What's your situation? And they are not in a concomitant space as you are, that's an issue. That's a red flag. You don't have the same provisions I got, but you worried about mine? Why? Right? Yeah. Now, all the other stuff, right, to me, those are the real provisions. Emotional provision. Imagine you going through something in your relationship that causes you to really struggle and suffer emotionally, and your partner is despondent, dejected, and disconnected.
It's over.
How do they edify and enrich your experience with them if they can't connect when you're in a dark space emotionally?
It's over.
Imagine if you can't connect with a person spiritually. They got everything else. Your car note is paid for, insurance, everything is covered. There's all types of cherry lemonade juices in the refrigerator. You got Pop-Tarts. Everything is good.
Pop-Tarts.
Cable is on, lights is on, vacations, but there's no spiritual connection.
Then you're going to go till your 4 years hits, and then you're going to...
The sex is going to be like fucking a bag of crackers.
She was good for 4 years.
It ain't going to be good.
That was her limit.
So I'm making a point here about the other currencies being more valuable, or let's put it in an invaluable sense. They're invaluable in comparison to money.
Yep.
You know, I'm glad you took it there because there are other currencies. I've seen situations where women have literally walked into a room with a man that they were basically just showcasing, and it was obvious to everybody in the room.
Women just showcase men, Bobby?
That's a toy. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Oh, my God.
Talk about that, Bobby.
Well, it happens a lot, man. You can see it just visually when people walk into the room. Who's in charge of the relationship, and whether it's and you go on about your business. And then you see another brother, he walks into the room, and he looks like that cat that's like, okay, this is my woman, I'm self-assured, so you go ahead and do your little thing, homegirl, but you know when to call on me.
Hey.
And it ain't just for the pipe, it's for other things that you don't necessarily know what it is, but he's there for that. And it's a thing that I see in relationships. Women, I think, whether they like to admit it or not, they want to know that her man would die for her and kill for her. That's a part of the contract.
I think that's biological.
Do that if I can.
I think that's biological, though.
Well, we done moved past that, though, because it's, you know, women are doing Pilates and, you know, they movies and all that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't care how many classes you take. If a cat is a man, he will lay in the bushes and bust your head till the white meat show. If it come down to that physical thing, because that's just who we are, inherently. That's who we are. You take that from us, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
All right. Don't ever be trying more man than me.
Yeah.
Where has Bobby taken us? He gonna lay in the bushes. He gonna wait for you to walk by
and bust your head to the white meat show, man. I mean, that's all we are, man. I mean, if we can't protect you,
that's it.
Then
what else is there?
We're done.
Wow, good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more questions. Phone lines are open, 323-965-1600. Holler at us. Let us know what you think. Gold digging. The insurance policy. Should women who are, I guess you want to call them professional gold diggers, should they go in with the contingency plan in mind?
Probably.
Wow. 323-965-1600. We'll be back
if you're going to dig.
Have the golden touch. But how do you date a wealthy man? This is Dr. Paul, author of Boomer Girls, a boomer woman's guide to men and dating. Also host of Ask Dr. Paul. And this is one of my favorite subjects. Let's get something crystal clear. You have no idea how often I have been in a club surrounded by women who want to talk to Dr. Paul about their relationships, every one of them saying, I would really like to meet a rich, billions of them. Well, there are not that many to go around. When you say how to date a wealthy man, you might want to ask yourself the reverse. Why would a wealthy man want to date you? Is it because of your looks? Maybe not. I'm sure that he can have women with any kind of look that he wants. That may be a part of it, but maybe there's something else in there. There's some magic that he has as a person that is going to make him respond. And I'll assure you of one thing. He knows gold diggers are a dime a dozen. And if you come off that way, you will never date a wealthy man. I've had so many wealthy men that I personally know and who I talk to that say, the hardest thing I have to do in my life is to meet someone who is not after me for my money. In fact, I know a man who is a CEO that drives an old beater Pontiac Bonneville, and his huge home, he happens to have a new sports car, and I won't say which kind it is, white, beautiful, and he goes on a first date and a second date and a third date with his beat-up old car. When he finally figures out that this woman isn't necessarily after him for his money and doesn't really know him, and he takes off his Rolex and the rest of the accoutrements, then he goes and sees her in the car that he normally drives. That's how careful they are. So how to date a wealthy man? Be yourself and don't be a gold digger, or you will never date a wealthy man. This is Dr. Paul. May your fantasies of today be your realities of tomorrow.
Would you still love me if I was a gold herder? Remember that? If I was a gold herder. he said something that was pretty interesting. Bobby disagrees. Bobby?
Yeah, the top of the heap, the top 10% of so-called gold diggers, they are so astute at what they do. They done studied that guy. If he's going by his real name, shit, they'll play right along with him. You know,
we're gonna ride in this little jalopy until
I'm just so comfortable and happy. I love you so much, just as you are. Bullshit. If she's top of the heap, she's gonna penetrate the veil.
Especially in the age of the internet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find you, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find where you're hiding all the jewels. I'm gonna hang in there.
Yeah.
I recognize you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find if you that dude.
Man.
If all it takes is up to the third date, she can wait. That's not that long of a wait.
Wow.
I know this guy in San Diego. He came into wealth late in life, and he ran into a lady that was on the circuit. He didn't know she was on the circuit. And she dated him for about 4 or 5 months. And she knew he was married. She knew his whole profile. Mm-hmm. And when he found out that he'd been a fool, he had lost half of his business and his self-esteem.
To her?
The way you put that is cold. When he found out that he had been a fool. A fool?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are just playing a role. And we talk about this a lot. I say men, I tell women, never, just read a man based off of his behavior. I said, we understand that as men very early on. The key to us manipulating you is through our behavior. Mm. We know that. Mm. We're not going to sit down and have a long, deep, philosophical, poetic, metaphorical conversation with you. You might love that shit, talking in circles and talking and talking and talking. No, I'm going to get her to do what I want via my behavior. Mm.
Damn.
Right? So we're aware of that. We're clear on that. And women need to understand that too. But I now know that women understand it as well. If they play the role as we play the role, they take advantage of us with using our greatest strength, which is behavior. Mm. She did this for me. Mm. She got my back. Mm-hmm. She was there for me. Mm. Nigga, I learned that lesson in my last relationship. I sure did. Just because they there, just because they got your back, just because they buying in, don't mean they done sold out. Mm. They gonna hold on to that dream or whatever it is they fucking with you for. Holla at me on that one. 323-965-69. Whitney?
Yeah, you was onto something.
Me and my friends were watching, the playoffs are going on right now. Paul George is the Pacers,
superstar.
He is their guy. He's on every commercial, Gatorade, whatever. He just knocked up a stripper in Miami. Mind you, he has a girlfriend. The Clippers, Doc Rivers' daughter?
Really?
Is his girlfriend.
Wow.
Whatever. Cheats on the girlfriend, sleeps with this stripper. All of a sudden, a couple weeks, months later, whatever, stripper's posting pictures on the Instagram. I'm pregnant with Paul George's baby.
Damn.
I won the lottery.
He offered the stripper $1 million. I will give you $1 million to abort this baby. Please get it
wrong.
She said absolutely not.
Baby worth way more than $1 million.
Yeah, now she's.
What the fuck is you talking about?
My question for the men: why would you guys even risk something like that?
How old is he?
He's 23.
Shit, his dick get hard at 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. Shit.
It's over.
But men are not just, listen, we have to stay away from that too, because women have that belief.
What are you talking about?
That men are somehow out of control.
At 23?
When the dick get hard.
At 23?
At 23, let me see.
Pitiful,
let me go
man.
back to when I was 23.
I'm scared. I don't even want to look back. It's frightening.
Yeah, at 23,
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was fucking pine trees at 23. Pine tree is fine.
We're pitiful at 23. Oh, my goodness.
She came up. She's not letting that go.
It's not a fair fight at 23, man. You ain't figured it out yet. In most instances, you got a rare cat. Yeah. Okay, but most guys at 23 don't know what discretion means, let alone spell it.
Wow. I'm just saying this.
He found out through Instagram. People were
she was pregnant.
Can we pose this question? I mean, we did a conspiracy show recently. Because when I saw the Barbara Walters interview, the girl just didn't strike me.
Oh, she was dumb as rocks on that interview. Holy
she didn't
cow.
strike me as one who is wise or intelligent or insightful. Let me pose this question though. Let me pose this. Could magic have been behind it as a means to get the Clippers? You know that something as incendiary as what he was saying, because we still don't understand the motive behind why she revealed the tape in the first place.
Well, I think he's getting ready to replace her. You know, she done ran the cycle.
There's a gold digger cycle, Bobby.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I mean, if you go back and look at all of the side pieces he done had, they probably match her profile. You know, cute and ditzy. All right. And people like that like toys, man. I mean, he's a guy that likes toys. And if she's as dumb as y'all say she is, I didn't see the interview, but she didn't strike me as being all that intelligent, just sitting there saying the few things I've heard her say. Sterling is that kind of all-consuming kind of guy. And a young lady like yourself, Whitney, he would detect that you ain't going with the program. Nope. You know, just your body language would not appeal to him. He wants a woman that literally just submits to him. Okay. Look at his wife. She's not the sharpest knife in the drawer either. Okay. She used to probably look like something, but
oh, that's wrong.
No, I mean, what kind of woman could say one day he's all of that? He's vile, racist, everything. Then the next day say, "Oh no, that's not my husband. He's not that kind of guy." She's without any merit, without any soul.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his track record of dealing with ditzy broads.
Wow.
In my opinion.
I want to know about the wife, too. What kind of wife would be married to the guy for 50 years and then put up with some girlfriend of 4 years?
Because she done put up with him for 50.
Well, more than that, put up with his racism if she hadn't bought into it.
She's just as racist.
Oh, she's just as bad
Thank you. Thank you. We got a caller. Caller, tell us where you're calling from and your name.
Brenda Zenek. And I'm calling from Los Angeles.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Hi. Tell us what you think about this story.
About them?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, they're my best friends. I think they're amazing.
Who's your best friends? Go in, please.
Zella Leah and Jared Brown.
Who?
Zella Leah and Jared Brown.
Who are they?
How does that relate to this story?
Okay, I guess I got the wrong number.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Damn, I wish I was the best friend.
That could have been
juicy.
a bender. There.
I was hoping.
Wait a minute.
I was hoping
she was going to say that was Sterling's sex partners or something.
Wow.
I've been with him for 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I only got $2 million. This is bullshit.
Well, listen, the girl picked up $5 million. I think she did really
that we
good
know
for
of.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think she did good for herself. What I also think, though, in terms of our relationships here in America, because we live the way we live, there's really no defense against it. And then if you put technology on top of it, it makes it awful hard to hide who you really are when you're interfacing with these type of people. And if you don't know their intention, you don't know what kind of dossier they're building on you.
Well, as I was saying earlier during one of the breaks, the money stays in the game. All right. Now, she got $5 million. What you do comes back to you. Somebody's going to play her like a bass fiddle.
Yes.
In the very near future.
Her side dude is probably plotting right now how he can spend that $5 million real quick.
DT, you know what? I want to take my focus off of her because I could care less about her. Yeah. I think the focus, we have a fabulous opportunity in history here. The focus needs to go on Sterling. Yes, he got a slap on the wrist, and yes, the commissioner, he took the maximum punishment that he could give out. But you guys have clout. You guys could all sit on the bench collectively as an NBA and say, we're not playing until Donald Sterling puts up a $5 million endowment fee for education.
$5 million?
You know, per year, whatever, or, you know, however, whatever the number is.
No, let her finish. Let her finish.
Let her finish.
Sorry.
They can bench it out for a little while. And you know, I mean, it's still a imbalanced situation to where something more, in my opinion, needs to get done. Forget about her. You're taking your eye off the ball where it's not important. Put it on the important. He needs to set up a real estate fund for people to be able to buy real estate, give them $250,000 or whatever, or set up a college fund where he's subsidizing, you know, all or half of their college tuition. Something more needs to get done. Don't lose track of that.
So do you think that the Clipper players, the coaching, and all the black people in that organization missed a great opportunity?
Yes. Yes. And I'm going to throw, you know, Johnson under that bus, too. Yes.
Well,
yes.
you know, to a certain point, I just had to defer to what you had to say and commend you for at least looking at the ramifications of what just happened. Beyond that, I want everybody to hear this today and going forward to understand people who started celebrating when the commissioner banned him for life do not understand the difference between a social matter and a legal matter. The man did not commit a crime, and he's going to fight this in court. Matter of fact, I heard this morning that he's shopping for lawyers. Okay, he's going to own
and
this
the type
team.
of lawyers he's buying.
Oh man, it's be 10 years before they sell this stuff.
Oh yeah,
Lamborghini lawyer. Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
And the only way around it is some innovative things like you're suggesting.
Guess what? Even if they are successful and they force the sale of the team, guess where that money is going? Right back into his pocket.
He wins.
He still wins, no matter what happens.
They cannot
you
win
guys
in court.
Need to don't take your eye off the ball.
It's time to really just look at this realistically. They're not going to win in court because the number one piece of evidence is inadmissible in court.
And those are the gifts.
No.
What is that?
The tape.
The tape.
Oh, the tape, because of how it's recorded.
Unless some way she has.
So how do they prove that he is what they say he is? They can't do it.
Well, legally, if maybe she had him sign some document that yes, I want to be recorded.
Too dumb to do.
I don't think she did that, but that would be one way to do it.
She just wanted fame. Yeah. That's it.
Now, what's going to have to happen is the players, because you mentioned Magic Johnson, a couple other people, have got to decide what's more important, and we're going to really see what substance, if there's any left, in our folk, because the whole league would have to shut down.
Yes, it would.
And
even if it's for 24 hours.
No, it has to be for a minute.
It has to make a statement.
No, they'd have to shut it down and go to Europe.
Because
in my opinion, the difference between the haves and the have-nots is education and real estate. So that's how you're going to have him pay, or the league pay, or someone has to.
Everybody was too
even those scales.
Everybody was too anxious to get back to the game, get back to the status quo,
you know, we're
get
in
back
the
to normal.
But you know what? They could bend the rules. They could say we're halting the championship. We're putting a freeze on it. You know, for a
very
week
powerful
or 10
moment
days
that
or
was
however
missed.
long it was missed.
It was a very powerful moment that was missed, and we could have. We could have extrapolated a lot of stuff out of it if during the NBA playoffs where they make their most money, everybody steps away from the game. Condition number one, expedite the sale of this team, right? Yeah. Condition number two, find a black owner.
Well, I got
that's
some
racist
of them
in the other direction.
No, it isn't.
I don't think you can.
No, it isn't.
Because that.
Because it's about ownership.
Let's go this way.
29 owners. They're all white.
Let's go this way. We'll see Kerry Washington on stage talking about, oh, I'm glad you guys gave me this award and you gave me this because of the groundbreaking and trailblazing role I had as the white president's side bitch, right? So there's like a precedent of greatness surrounding a role on TV, a fantasy role on TV. The real issue is there's not enough diversity in ownership in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be on the table in terms the MLB, the NFL.
Right.
We can keep going.
MSL.
You know, we can keep going. So, hey, why is it that most of the owners are European, white, Jewish, whatever, and most of the players in mostly all of those leagues are African American? Are you quietly saying we can only be on that end of the field as players and not as owners? That should have been brought to the table too.
I do not believe in the quota system. I do not believe you can force a black owner to own this team.
No,
so what I would rather see, it's an even playing field when it gets to that. It's going to be closed bids. If you personally don't have the money yourself, like Oprah, she said, I can't do it by myself, but she took in her friend David Geffen. Fine.
That ain't no, that's not necessary.
If you there is so much. Oprah can't do it by herself.
No.
Can you imagine
I thought she had like $2-3 billion.
That's all.
So
this transaction takes more money than that. That would wipe her out. We're talking about liquidity.
Right. Oh, so she got like 37.
Now, I know a gentleman who does have that. I know $8
billion in assets.
That can write the check.
That's what I'm saying. So if you personally can't do it, pull together. There are lots of rich black people.
You didn't hear me. I know 3 brothers who can write the check.
Okay.
Now, you just touched on something that we need to discuss at maybe another show.
No, this is good.
And that is, what we did once, we might have to do again. Start our own league. Say, look, you can keep that contract. You can keep that money.
That's what I'm saying. There's power there. Because remember, because Linda brings a great point, and the point of, you know,
it's a players' league.
This is what's so interesting.
Yeah, but it doesn't end there. You got
Linda,
TV rights and all that stuff too. It doesn't end with
Linda,
just the team.
Linda, do you remember when Linda, listen.
I was like, listen, honey. I really wanted to do it. I was sitting here like, gosh,
do you remember when Bill Cosby, who has the money, I've got the money, right? He has the money.
Yeah.
Tried to buy NBC. What happened? He had the bread by himself. What happened?
Are you asking the question?
He probably didn't buy it.
It's not rhetorical.
No, they wouldn't sell it to him.
Why wouldn't they sell it to him?
Too much power.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones told me, he said, you hip-hop kids, y'all doing the right thing. You getting your money. Get your money. Give your friends jobs. Take care of your families. Get that bread. He said, but then you need to go out and see if your bread, your money, has any power. There's a difference between power and money. What you just talked about, Linda, was an opportunity to exercise power, or at least gain some. That's what leverage does. It displaces power. We had an opportunity to do that.
Right.
And we could have been at the negotiating table, and everything could have been on the table.
It's not over. I want anybody that hears what I'm about to say, because documentation beats conversation. Google the name Donald Watkins. Donald Watkins. That's the next evolution for us. Every time something like this happens, they turn the spotlight on the wrong people. Oprah ain't got the money. Donald Watkins got the money. He made a legitimate offer several years ago for the Minnesota Twins.
And what happened?
They didn't sell a team to him.
Huh. Why not?
The same reason NBC didn't sell the network to Bill Cosby. But here's what we got to do in terms of our sophistication and our evolution. Keep your network.
I'm going to say this.
Keep your network.
Y'all might
be mad. Keep your baseball team.
Here we go.
Y'all might be mad at me.
They need to see us play.
Bobby,
they pay to see us play.
Y'all might be mad at me.
Here we go.
Black people are like homosexuals.
Oh, here we go.
Going with that?
I don't know where this is going.
Black people in America are like homosexuals trying to get into Christianity. At the end of the day, Christians don't want you in that shit. God wrote the book, said you niggas is an abomination. Go start your own religion. Ain't nobody gonna argue that.
What did I just say?
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. So
I think black people
we'll
are
take
like
our ball
homosexuals.
and go home instead of the other way around.
Yeah, but we won't do that.
Hey, look. Don't ever
We're
say
afraid
never.
to get killed.
Don't ever say never.
We're afraid to get killed.
No, are you afraid to get killed?
I'm not. I'm saying we as a people. We did the show. Black Wall Street was real. That was the first time any city in America was ever bombed.
That's right.
Any city in the world was ever. America said, we got something. We've been working on something.
Right.
Let's bomb the affluent niggas. Too affluent for our taste.
Again, we are in the moment.
With your own NBA, NFL. Imagine if we still owned the Negro Baseball League today.
We'd be in business.
And all of the players, the great Mr. Mays,
Hank Aaron.
Oh, yeah. All of them were in the Negro League?
Yeah.
Who would have owned the Negro League then?
Well,
I mean, somebody black would have owned it, right?
Here's the thing about information and the age we're in. This is a very important conversation that we're having. What men have done, men can do. Sometimes you got to look back in order to go forward. And so we're at that point now where you got a generation of young black folk who really aren't scared. They just don't know what to fight for.
No, it's a lot of, it's some pussies out there.
I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about them cats that have proven that they're not afraid, but they don't know what to do with that lack of fear. And this might be one of those seminal moments where we connect those errors, those dots. That's my hope anyway.
But I just love the fact that DT said it was an opportunity missed.
It's
because
not over.
The world is not just us. The world is watching.
It's not over. It's far from over.
I bet you some people in China was like, them motherfuckers dropped the ball. God damn it.
They buy more merchandise that African Americans made popular than anywhere in the world. That's where the real revenue from the NBA comes from, is global revenue. Okay, and so that's why I say I have hope, man. We got an opportunity that's still available simply because.
Do you have hope? Is there some type of gold digger repellent spray that we can develop? Because it seems like we're just preying on each other now.
Yes, it is, and it's just it's a battle going back to the why for living. Because if you figure out the why, you can deal with the how part of it.
This goes back to like I talked about this before, like with my kid. We've gone on so many recruiting missions. Colleges are after this guy, and one of the recruiters told us, like, yeah, man, the girls know the top recruits before they get here. Like the girls are reading the recruiting blog.
Right.
And they're aware, this nigga's top 150. Yeah, he coming in. Oh, really? He chose here? And he says the girls typically are maybe 2 to 3 years older than the kids when they come in. So your kid comes in, he's 19.
He ain't got a chance.
He ain't got a chance against a 22-year-old that got a car and an apartment, and she's a junior.
Right. And fine.
Damn. Right? And she gonna do,
unless he has a daddy.
Yeah.
Set him straight.
But they were saying these girls will be like, take my car. You don't have to stay in your dorm.
And the first time he call you and say, Dad, look, he gonna Instagram you the picture of the car and everything, and you on the first thing smoking.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. I'm just saying. But it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
And I'm saying women don't have to do that nowadays because they are in a renaissance for themselves. Intellect and finance are at an all-time high for women. Sisters, for sure. So now the question becomes, you now need to recontextualize what you consider to be valuable in a relationship with a man. And it can't start with money. I don't know if they agree with that or not.
Look. Okay, so we established that the gold diggers are probably not the smartest creatures out there, right? I'm kind of like saying, well, I feel like they kind of are smart. In a way, because they're so stupid, they can't go out and get a job or figure it out. So
smart in this department.
They're using what they have
they really
to get
are smart in this department.
They're kind of winning.
There's a reason why you wouldn't trade places with them. See, because when the lights are off, and you got to look in that inner self. That's an ugly place to be.
I'm not.
And money can't fix that.
Yeah.
And I know that's going to sound kind of corny to a lot of people because they haven't been around people who have to live with themselves and know that they have to spend an inordinate amount of time with somebody they can't stand.
It's called having standards. Whitney has standards. You know, these women came from nothing. They don't have anything. They have no one to answer to.
Little spirit dick change all of the standards. Whoa. Let me rewrite all that bullshit I used to believe in.
And usually he ain't got no bread. Look, usually he's...
Oh, my God.
Look, but didn't Veronica say... Veronica said it once on the show. If he's dicking you down, it don't matter how much money or any of that. And I can agree.
I don't think most women...
sorry. I agree. There's been some bums. I'm like, here's my key. I'm 28, 27. Here's my keys. Here's my... I'm going to go to work. Two jobs. I'm going to go to 2 jobs. You stay here, honey.
Make sure the spirit dick stay in the house.
If you want to clean up, I would love that. But if not, make sure you're ready when I get home. You feel me? That's how we're doing it. Power. Flex.
Oh, that was excellent. That was excellent. Listen, let's do this. Bobby, where can they get your book? Where can they find you? How can they get all of this stuff? I know.
Yeah. Real Men Don't Play, this version, you can get it directly from me until Barnes & Nobles does their thing, which they're in the process of reviewing it. So go to my email address, which is Bobby@realmen.
To the post office.
I'm going to 8 cities in about another month or so on a tour.
A little book tour.
You damn right.
Yes, sir.
But they can get the ebook at Amazon or iTunes. And if they want this one here, they can get it straight from me at Bobby@realmendon'tplay.com. Now, this Thursday, in this studio, 6:30 p.m., we bringing the real deal, and it ain't Holyfield. It's Sam, the face of boxing, Watson, who is one of the men that inspired me to do the book Real Men Don't Play.
He going to be in studio.
In studio. Zoe going to ride shotgun, and we're going to break it down and demystify how brothers get down like that at the top of the game. Him and Al Heyman have taken over boxing. They have more than 30 world champions. They got a fight this Saturday night at the Galen Center between a Haitian brother named Steviana or whatever and a brown...
Steviano?
Something like that. I told you to get that name.
She might be a Haitian brother.
Her brother.
But, he's fighting against our fighter, because I'm a part of the Team Watson, Chris Areola. It's going to be an exciting fight at the USC Galen Center.
Nigga named it after a nipple?
No, he's bad boy.
He gonna come look.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight.
Steve Areola.
That's tits up right there.
So you can get down with me on Twitter at Glanton-Smith and on Facebook, Bobby Glanton-Smith. Man, that's who I am. That's what I'm about.
Wow.
Real Men Don't Play is more than a mantra. It's a way of life.
DT.
Check out my book, Mastering Women, The Definitive Guide to Understanding and Being Effective with Women. You can Google Mastering Women Linda on Google or the Amazon site, and the book will come up. You can download that in 90 seconds. If you want to find me on Twitter, my handle is DT4M. That's the number 4, DT4M. And the website for everything else is themensadvocate.com. Themensadvocate.com.
You say most men lack confidence, right, when they're dealing with women or when they have issues with women.
Right.
How is it that, just give us an example of what's in the book. How can a man, find that space to, maybe jumpstart his confidence and really reconnect with women in a positive way for himself?
Well, my peers will tell you you build confidence by interacting with women. I say that phooey with that. You build confidence, a man, the way that it's in something inherent. So find something that you're good at. If it's playing basketball, if it's golf, if it's guitar, if it's whatever it is, find something that you're good at and be proficient at it and keep at it and keep practicing. And that power will automatically spill over into how you interact with women. So there's lots of great tips in the book with how to build your confidence level. It has nothing to do with women. It's got to come from within.
Interesting. Good stuff. DT, Mastering Women, author. She doesn't play. By DT, Linda Gross.
It is.
Whitney?
What's up? I'm still Cinco de
Whitney
Mayo.
paid for the spirit dick. I'm gonna get 2 jobs. And keep this dick in the house. Now,
Stay here, don't
you
move.
ain't got to clean up nothing.
Find ya.
Dick gonna stay in the house now. Spirit dick.
Lord.
Where can they find you, Whitney?
What's up, guys? You can find me on Twitter at Miss Tabor. What's the Instagram? Same thing at Miss Tabor. Facebook.
You can find her at work.
Find me at work. I'm over at Record Plant Recording Studios.
Don't tell people where they gonna come see you.
Come see me. It's nothing. I got you.
Oh, God. Whitney is bugging.
She on fire today.
She's interviewing.
But yeah. Hit me up, Facebook. All that.
Are you dating Whitney?
I'm not currently dating. No.
Whitney is available.
That's a scary thought, man. What the hell is going on?
Hey, man, she's vanilla cream.
I'm gonna send a couple of these books to a few.
Oh my
dudes,
God!
Here you go. You need to step up your confidence because
Jesus,
I'm not that scary. I don't think. But
far from it. I'm just worried. What the hell is going on with this generation of young men, man?
Do you find that men lack confidence when they approach you?
Definitely.
What do you think? I mean, just give me some of your experience really quickly.
Oh man.
Be like, hi.
That's why.
Hello.
No.
That's why we have to resort to the bad boys.
My name is Bob.
People don't even approach me.
Just Bob.
You know, Bobby.
Not Bobby.
You know what is crazy? Women. I went out for Cinco de Mayo on Friday, last night. Huh? Girls hit on me more than dudes.
That's scary, man. That's scary.
It's L.A., man.
I'm not into that.
It ain't just L.A. though, man. It's not just L.A.
So tell me, like, you really have a difficult time?
I definitely have a difficult time. I don't remember the last time I went on an actual
What
date.
do you think the biggest problem is when you're interfacing with guys? I mean, are you open to them or are you standoffish?
I'm open. Like, people, I think.
Well, what do you pick up? What is the number one thing you pick up from them?
They're scared.
They're
so scared. They're so scared.
Do you think it's because you're pretty or?
I have no idea. Because I talk to everybody. Like, if anybody comes up to me, I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're just, I don't know. I have the gremlins, though. The gremlins are on your
Gremlins is there, like, hey, what's happening?
Like, I swear, I'm like, do I
what's up with that yogurt box, huh?
We know she's gonna talk to us. The weirdos come up to me all the time, and I'm nice to them.
Man,
I'm nice to them, so they think that it means something. They think that it means something, and then I'm like, no, bro, I'm sorry.
Wow. What's up for later on, though?
I'm like,
huh?
ooh, no, go.
What that mouth do? What's that?
No, my friends. Oh, God.
Oh man, let's move on because this is depressing.
Bobby, call you one of your boys. I know you got some real men over there. What's
good? Wow.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's a citywide or a nationwide kind of.
Hey, I got good news for you. I got news for you because I got a cousin in Nashville. He qualified. You know, country is hot to it.
Can he cook?
He making his own money. He asked me about you. I told him, I said, I was going to check on that, man.
I'm going to check on that.
Hey, boo.
Corey, I got news for you, brother.
She's available.
That plane ticket, man. Shit.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Listen, you guys can, again, go to IamZoeWilliams.com.
Please do that. Yeah.
Right? Purchase my book. I'm really pushing Black Mastery because I've never just come in contact with something that actually works like that. I mean, we can all pick up a book and read it. That's dope. I love that. But when you start reprogramming the mind on a subconscious level, I just think that's revolutionary.
Healthy, man. It is, yeah.
You know, so I'm pushing Black Mastery. Go to Black Mastery. Get it. BlackMastery.com is very important, man, because as things like this transpire, Clippers, all this kind of stuff, man, I go, man, it's the way we think. It's the way we think. The bourgeoisie, you know, those kind of people, you know, classism, racism, all of this stuff. And I just go, man, we got this collection of limiting bullshit beliefs that we buy into every day. And then we wake up and complain about the experience we have, but we've never challenged what we thought to be true, what we thought to be natural. You know, I just believe we're operating in a very unnatural space. And it allows for this type of experience to happen amongst us. So that's why I've been real big on, you know, BlackMastery.com. I'm real big on community empowerment, people supporting black businesses like Bobby's book empire that's just getting off the ground, and I appreciate him coming up and sharing that information, and DT and everybody. But we've got to really have like a spiritual cleansing of some sort in order to shed this old belief we have about ourselves and like rebirth ourselves into this world, because I believe that there are a lot of opportunities there.
I got to say this: support everything that Zoe Williams is involved in. Tell at least 5 people to watch his shows. The T Radio V show, this show. Everybody's listening right now. Just call 5 people or share on your Facebook or Twitter thing. Get behind this young man, because he's the bridge between my generation, his generation, and his son's generation. And I don't know too many brothers around the country that has that kind of mindset. So we got to just get down with this brother, man, because he's got the energy, the youth, the looks, the talent. Let's give it up for the brother and support all that he endeavors.
Damn, thank you, Bobby. Shit, that's why he's my uncle. Nepotism. I appreciate it. We about to wrap it up, and we'll be back next week with another heater. Holla at you next week.
Peace.
Thank you.